The aim of the narcissist is to have you break. So you become the aggressor, you become the narcissist. So they target you with ever increasingly vile stuff. And then when you reach your breaking point where you want to confront them, and then they use that to convince other people you are crazy. This is all in narcissist literature.
Hey guys, so I know I said in my previous video that my next video would either be another girl coming forward or part 4, but then this happened. Part 3 was taken down from my channel, and this is nothing new. Part 1 was taken down from my channel, which I then re-uploaded to Hannah's channel, where it was taken down again, where I re-uploaded to my own channel again. But those times it was because of privacy complaints, because I showed an email from Harley where he sent us death threats. So YouTube takes down videos for me showing that one of their users are sending death threats, but they're not removing the user who sent them. So that's a joke in itself. But this time the video was taken down for harassment and bullying, which is pretty ironic, because all I'm doing in these videos is showing how Harley is harassing and bullying others. But his videos are not being taken down, but when I show what he's doing to other people, then my videos are taken down. And this time I actually got a strike on my channel. So I thought I'd harass and bully some more by showing you the emails I've been receiving since uploading the unmasking. But before I do that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what gaslighting is, as it will give you a better understanding of what's going on in these emails. So gaslighting is a form of manipulation that seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or members of a group, hoping to make targets question their own memory, perception, and sanity. Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying, it attempts to destabilize the target and delegitimize the target's belief. Now here's an important one. Instances may range from the denial by an abuser that previous abusive incidents ever occurred, keep that in mind, up to the staging of bizarre events by the abuser with the intention of disorienting the victim. And sociopaths and narcissists frequently use gaslighting tactics. I'm going to go a bit more into this in part 5 of the unmasking, because the amount of gaslighting Harley's doing is quite crazy. So on to the emails. As you can see here, these are all the emails from 2016. I just want to show you how Hannah forwarded a message Harley sent to her, and as you can see in the preview, we have both asked him to not contact us, but as you also can see, he's sending email after email after email. And I'm gonna go through, I don't know how much I'm gonna go through in part 5, but I'm certainly going to go through some of it. But in this video, I'm just gonna go through the more recent stuff. And I'm not gonna address anything of what he's saying, because I'm gonna go through it all in part 5. So this is the first email I received after uploading part 1 of the unmasking. And as you can see, he's sending it to both me and Hannah, even though he knows that Hannah has a filter in her emails, so she doesn't even see his emails. So he says, "Why don't you put up the other emails, you beta cuck?" I guess he's referring to the death threat in the outro of the video. "Hey mate, she said she didn't have a boyfriend before we fucked hard that night. I'm sorry she did this to you. I don't hook up with chicks whom I know have a boyfriend at home or coming over soon. Your girlfriend even tagged me on her tits, bro. Lol. She's a good lay, and she even said that herself in email. You want to see those? If you give me $100, I will give you 4 things that Hannah gets off on in the bed. When most girls tell me they don't have a gag reflex, I don't believe them. Hannah proved me wrong." So let's for a moment pretend that this is true. Everything he says in this email is true. How is this acceptable to send to someone's partner? And the fact that all of this is lies, and he's trying to convince me of this stuff, just makes it even more disgusting. So I just reply with, "Do I have your permission to show all the emails?" And I say, "As long as you spread these lies, I will continue to prove to everyone that you're a liar. Here's part 2, enjoy." And he replies, "The emails, audio recordings, and personal messages your girlfriend sent me before, during, and after we hooked up are quite clear of their intention and affection. She was really, really into me, man." So he tells me to show all the emails, but when I ask for permission, he's ignoring that question and just continuing with his nonsense. So I'm just replying to him, "I'm sorry, you were a bit unclear. Do I have your permission to show all the emails?" So he replied with the same kind of nonsense, just trying to gaslight me. But here's where Harley made a mistake. He assumed that Hannah had boob implants, but he wouldn't know. But I would, and she doesn't. So here's where he fails with his gaslighting and where I can confirm that, okay, he's full of shit. So before I even get to reply, he sends me another email and he's still trying to convince me that she's been topless. So it's just crazy. Like, I know he's lying because he assumed she has implants when she doesn't. And now he's trying to convince me that she was topless, and yeah. He's just such a pathetic little man. So I reply with, is this the level of respect you were treating Hannah with when she told you no too, Harley? I mean, you're trying to convince me that you're not a rapist, but your behavior and the way you talk about her is just confirming what you are. You would never send me any recording of that night because, again, it would prove that you're a rapist. Try me, send me the recording. I know you won't, so prove me wrong. Bringing up the recording as some form of blackmail would only work if I had any doubt about what happened. I have no doubts about what happened, and your behavior over the past year has only confirmed that. And you're still being rather unclear whether I have your permission to show these emails publicly or not. Please advise. You call for full transparency publicly, yet you won't give me your permission to show everything. Why is that, Harley? Isn't the truth on your side? What do you have to hide? So you can believe whatever you want to believe at this point, but I'm gonna back everything I said in this email in part 5. I'm just gonna make part 4 first, and then I need a break because part 5 is gonna be a hard one to put together because it's so personal. Just look at what he's saying. How does my cock taste, mate? Give her a kiss to find out, hey? So Harley knows what he has done, and he knows that I know what he has done. So now he's just increasingly saying more and more vile stuff to hopefully get a reaction out of me.
What I want you to take note of instead is the cruel dynamic under which he's willing to operate, which goes below the bounds of any humanity, any level of empathy or compassion.
And that's why I showed the intro that I showed of Joe Best, because he actually managed to get the reaction out of Joe, which he then used against him. And he's trying to do the same with me, but I know how to deal with narcissists. I've worked with them. So I just replied with, as I said, no recording, because I knew he wouldn't send any recording. Personally, I don't think there is a recording, but if there is a recording, I'm certain that it will prove what I already am certain of. And I continue with, I will not only show your emails in my videos for everyone to see, which I'm doing now, I will also contact Wendy Barry directly and show her the emails. Wendy Barry is Tori's mother. I'll also contact her sister and her brother. I'm sure they'd be interested in learning more about their sister's 40-year-old predator boyfriend. And I will do this when part 5 is out. I'm gonna send them everything. I think they deserve to know who their daughter and sister are with. And I finish off with, you come after me and my girl, I'll go after you and your girl. Except Tori isn't really his girl, she's just a cover, as I showed in part 3. And he replies with, do whatever you want, bro. And that's exactly what I'm doing, so thanks. And then it's just nonsense. Then he's trying to blackmail again, saying he will send the emails to Hannah's dad. The thing is, her dad already knows, so I would love for those two to meet each other. And then he brings up the boob implants again. Then he's saying, not sure why you keep bringing up the past, mate, but remember, I've got way bigger social media reach than you, mate. And already both of you look like con artists to real people. This is a projection, because most people see through Harley now. And then he claims he's not going after anyone, just defending himself against my illegal claims. You both called me a rapist and said you had legal action against me. Actually, Hannah never called him a rapist. I'll go through this in part 5, but Hannah made a video saying that she had experienced the behavior Harley claimed Isel had. And I guess Harley didn't watch that video because he just automatically believed Hannah called him out for rape. But she didn't, so he actually exposed himself. But again, I'm gonna go through all of this in part 5. And then he says, do you want me to send you some raunchy emails I got from Hannah? Yeah, please do. And I just reply with, look up psychological projection and gaslighting. You can't get into my head, Harley, because I know exactly how your brain works. You have a defect, a handicap, and that handicap is narcissism. I'm just quoting part 2 here. That puts you in the corner and makes you predictable. And you don't have a big reach, not anymore. Me with my mere 1,000 subs has a bigger reach than you, man. And if I only gained subs because of you, how come your good friend Kieran has less subs than me? He must have made over 50 videos about you, plus shoutouts from you. You're a nobody, Harley. Your time has passed. The only reason people cared was because you were Freely's boyfriend, but you're not anymore. You're a fake. You buy likes and you buy subscribers to create the illusion that you have reach. But it's all fake, Harley. And people are starting to see that now. The one who is desperate for attention approval is you. What happened to the recording? You said you had a recording. Where is it? I told you you would never send it to me, didn't I? Again, you have a handicap that makes you predictable. Now this next email is quite interesting because suddenly he completely changes his approach. But he's still pushing the same lies. So he's saying, I didn't know you existed, so how could I avoid cutting your lunch, mate? So he's referring to Hannah as lunch. And that illustrates how he looks at women. And also when you have this objective look at women, it also makes it easier to do them wrong and abuse them because you don't look at them as humans. And then he's just continuing with this fake humility. This is just another tactic to try to manipulate me. He realized that his disgusting behavior didn't work with threats and blackmailing, so now he's trying to change it up. And at the end here, he says, just please leave my email addresses out because I use those accounts for personal stuff. And he also said this publicly, that he filed privacy complaints on my videos because of his email address. Like in this Tumblr post, he's asked, Norwegian claims that you tried to get all of his vids about you removed by filing privacy claims. But you bang on about how positive these videos are for you and how grateful you are to him for exposure. Who's lying here? So for some weird reason, Harley tries to spin it around like these videos are something positive for him, but clearly they're not. So he's saying publicly that, oh, these videos are so positive and I get so much exposure and I sell more ebooks now. But behind the scenes, he's trying to get the videos down. So in the reply he says, he put up my private personal email. And then he claims, I know where he lives. But I'm not about to put his address up on the fucking internet because he's a hater. So I'll get back to the address thing later on. This is just, he's trying to intimidate me. And I know he doesn't know my address. And at the end here he says, stop using dead people for your own agenda and stop sharing private personal data. So let's see how private this email address of his is. This is his own YouTube channel, and look down here. There's the email address, not exactly private, but he tries to like shame me, like, oh, I'm sharing this private email address, and tries to shame me, but it's just more manipulation, trying to make me look bad. He even shares this email address in videos of his.
Just type in my email, it's druidwriters@gmail, and I'll send you the direct download. Okay. Get you sorted. So druidwriter@gmail.com.
But let's get back to this post again. He's also saying stop using dead people, and he's referring to Jen Journey. I covered this in my previous video where he tried to shame me about that in another Tumblr post. But in that video, Jen's aunt, Janice, actually commented. So here's a screenshot from that video so you can read that other Tumblr post. And here's Janice's comment. So she said, you're doing what I couldn't, exposing this lying, manipulative bastard for the truly sick human being he is. In the midst of one of the most traumatic events of my life, drowning in grief, I had no YouTube experience or audience to fight against him, yet he continued to taunt and lie, not once considering there was a real family suffering the fallout of his actions. His continued recent responses are only helping you, because he can't even keep his own lies straight anymore. And they are also the reason I can so easily say that you have my complete blessing to use Jennifer's story. She mattered. Her story mattered. If he has to be continuously reminded this way because he couldn't tell the truth like a real man or do the right thing, then may her story haunt him. He couldn't give me a shred of peace with an apology, so why should I care if the public gives him any? Though you're doing what you're doing for your own reasons, I thank you. All that matters is his darkness is brought to light, and may it burn. Jen's aunt, Janice. So instead of trying to shame me for what I'm doing, Harley should take a look in the mirror. Because he's the one who's using people. And back to the emails in June. Here's the 2 last ones. Nothing special about them. Now let's continue with the emails in July. I already showed this email in my previous video, where he links to vegan cheetah shaming Josie. I just responded with sending him screenshots from comments from my videos. And he replies with, "Whoa bro, you know how to make troll accounts to give yourself praise from." And that's clearly a projection. On a serious note, I hear you and Hannah broke up. Trust me mate, I fucked her before you did and could tell she wasn't right in the head. You dodged a bullet with that one mate. She all about the drama, crazy in the head and crazy in bed. She got mega clingy after we just fucked once. I can't imagine how she will try and fuck your life now unless you dumped her. So this email was sent July 8th, which was actually Hannah's birthday. And we took a picture on that day, which Hannah uploaded on her Facebook. And people say we're looking quite happy, so I'm not sure where Harley heard this, but I assume he heard it from the voices in his head. And he sent another email with the same kind of nonsense, and I replied with just sending him a link to part 3, because all of this is just projection. When he says he has heard that we've broken up, that's a projection, because he's having problems in his relationship. So he's projecting it onto me. So I replied, "You're projecting again, having problems in your relationship with Tori? The funny thing is that you don't even realize how obvious it is when you project. Even some of your most devoted followers have contacted me letting me know that they finally see through your mask now. They see the fake, lying sexual predator that you are. And that's before I've even gotten to reveal to everyone what you did to Hannah. Should I bring up the girl who had been sexually abused by her father too? I'm sure people would find it telling that someone old enough to be her father would take advantage of her, especially because this person describes himself as a teacher of the community who protects vulnerable girls, right?" So I'm gonna come back to this in part 5. What I'm saying here is true, and I'm gonna prove it. And then I finish off with, "You're finished, Harley. Everyone is contacting me about what you've done to them, and I'll put together all the pieces for everyone to see. You must really feel the walls closing in on you now." So he doesn't reply for a week, and obviously he's been hard at work behind the scenes to get part 3 taken down. And the moment it got taken down, he replied, "Hebo, I clicked on the link, but it says YouTube removed the video because you are bullying me. Can you re-upload it again on your channel, bro? Stop being a lazy sloppy fuck and make more videos about me, bro. You won't though, because your views are dying after people worked out. You only make the videos to get some AdSense money, and you're just jealous that your girlfriend cheated on you with me. Like I said, bro, I'm sorry about that, but Hannah lied to my face. I would have fucked another horny groupie. Hannah was so wet, bro, if I knew she was your girlfriend at the time. I only fucked Josie because I felt sorry for her, how hard she was trying with me, and she wasn't getting any attention from the other guys she was chasing." So the part where he says I only make videos to make AdSense money, that's just a projection. He's the one doing that. And he says I'm jealous because my girlfriend cheated on me with him. So let's just illustrate that claim. He claims, or he wants me to believe, and you to believe, that this girl cheated on this guy with this guy. And he wants me and you guys to believe that this girl was interested in this guy. Now in part 5 I'm gonna show a lot of private messages, which tells quite a different story. Now let's take a look at this Facebook post. So Nicole posted my fundraiser for Josie, which by the way I've ended now, and we reached our goal. We got $920 US dollars, which is over 1,000 Australian dollars. So thanks to everyone who donated to that cause. And as you know, I was accused of being a scammer when I posted that fundraiser, so Nicole posted my response to those claims too. And then Tori comments, and she says she already has a new laptop though, and her parents are well off. She travels the world. And Nicole replies, "No she doesn't. You obviously did not watch the video." And Tori says, "Watch Harley's video. She said she does. How can she afford world travel, nice camera, but not enough for a basic laptop?" And Nicole says, "That video was debunked. Just more lies." And Tori says, "Just had to see you keep the drama going, Nicole, after you said you didn't want to. Can't we just move on and focus on ad-led vegan stuff versus YouTube drama created by Michael, who is angry at Harley?" And then it starts to get quite suspicious because Tori says, Harley got with Hannah, and that is why Michael is making these videos. Hate Harley or not, he is the reason 99% of us got into Strava and cycling in the first place. This is exactly what Harley is saying, that 99% is cycling because of him and stuff like that. So that's quite suspicious, but let's continue down the thread here. Then I made a comment saying, here's a modified version of the defamation statement we made for the lawsuit against Harley. It has most of the public posts Harley has made about Hannah over the past year. It is 200 pages long, with links and screenshots, and this is only the public posts, not the countless private messages and emails he has been sending to both of us. And then I posted the link. And for those of you who want to look at this document, I'm gonna add in all the private messages and emails. So everything is in this document, and then I'm gonna post it when I post part 5 of the unmasking. So you can go through and see everything Harley has said, or everything I've come over, because there's probably a lot I haven't seen too. So I continue with the comment saying, Hannah made one video, and she only made it because she had experienced the exact behavior from Harley that he was falsely accusing other men of. She has said nothing after that one video. Harley has made 15 to 20 videos about her and probably over 100 posts on other social media platforms. How dare you claim that we're the ones creating drama? How dare you spread his lies? I realize you are in a relationship with him and so you want to defend him, but I would like to ask you to at least listen to our side of the situation before you blindly defend his words and actions. I don't think you understand that when you publicly support his defamatory stories about other people, you are also hurting them. You even supported him in calling plant-based athlete a sexual offender. And then I send a link to that with the timestamp. Do you really want to be remembered as someone who not only stood by but actively helped him in his smear campaigns against a huge amount of people in the vegan community? And then she replied with this: you are just angry at Harley because he slept with your girlfriend. Get over it because it was years ago, lol. So it's obvious that this is Harley commenting under Tori's account. And I know he did this with Freely too. He went to her account and commented in support of himself around on the web. And Tori tells me to get a life. And I think this was a good response to that one. Regarding getting a life, refer to the link above with 200 pages of posts by Harley in reference to Hannah. And Peter also makes a good point here, where he says this is only what he has said about Hannah, but as he points out, he also made 30 videos about Freely. And he has done this to so many people in the community. It's like the list doesn't end. He has smeared pretty much everyone in the community. I do apologize for how I'm harassing and bullying Harley right now. It must be really hard for him, for me to like show everyone what kind of emails he's sending and what he's doing. Anyway, an old bandmate of mine contacted me on Facebook. As you can see here, it's in Norwegian, but you can see he's saying Durenrudder and weird. So he told me that this guy who called himself Durenrudder contacted him and told him that I was weird and that I was a bad image for the band. The thing is that I haven't played in a band for a couple of years now, but it turns out that Harley has done some pretty intense stalking, and he found this webpage, which is an old website for a band I used to play in called Sphere. And as you can see, there I am. So obviously Harley has been stalking me and found this old outdated webpage where it said that I play in this band and thought that I still play in it. And then contacted the other members to say that I'm weird and that I'm a bad image for the band, trying to get me kicked out. So this is how he works behind the scenes to try to hurt me and get back at me for calling him out and exposing him. And here's a Tumblr post he made saying, Michael Hebo, the come over beta cuck. One of my gay mates has written and said to me, this hater need to come out of the closet already. He wants to hate fuck you so bad, DR. And then he shows a picture of me, and then he says, he's a member of this band, and he links to this webpage. So this is the guy who claims that being gay is a choice, and he's now calling me out for being gay. What gave it away? Was it a shirt? So he claims to not be a homophobe, but he's using homosexuality as an insult. The thing is, I'm not a homophobe, so like if people think I'm gay, that's fine with me. But the best part is when he tries to shame me, and then this user says, he's 1,000,000 times more handsome than you, Harley. You worn off a man. You look like a wrinkled meth addict, and you sound like your mother raised you in the streets. Hey, jealous much? And then this other user says, I found the music brutal, genty, yet catchy. And as you also can see, Sphere reblogged this. So let's take a look at that post. I know Michael quite well. He's into women, not men. Can't say I agree with the beta comments. Just makes you look lame. So again, he's trying to shame me, but it backfires and it just makes him look pathetic. I also want to show you other ways he's trying to intimidate me. So here's a comment made under the account Ragnar Valhalla, but it's obviously him. So he says, "Whoa, you have accused Harley of rape. You must be sued in civil and criminal court. If I was Harley, I would sue you for everything you own and make sure you go to prison. Wait until we dig into your life. We will see the hypocrisy and psychopathy in your life. It will all come out. Only a mentally ill person would do what you have done. Make no mistake, very bad karma is coming to you." And here's another one. So he asks, "Are you on any medication at all or Hannah? Because we all are about to find out. Have you ever been institutionalized or Hannah?" And I just reply, "Talk about grasping at straws." And he says, "Prison and a cleaned out bank account are your future. You have caused Harley massive damages. Intentional, premeditated, financial and emotional, serious harm." So this is quite interesting because he's admitting that my videos has caused him financial harm, even though he says under his own account that I have improved his revenue. So he's kind of exposing himself under his anonymous accounts. It's kind of weird. So he makes these comments under his anonymous accounts, saying that he will find out everything about my past and stuff. And then he goes to my other social networks and then he comments under his own name. Like, as you can see here, he went to my Instagram and he's commenting on one of my posts saying, "I love you, bro." This is just to show that, like, I'm watching you and I'm looking. He's just trying to intimidate me. And he says, "Nobody ever cared about me that much to make such an epic creation about me. What can I do for you? What editing software do you use? I've got audio of your girlfriend fucking me, bro. You want that? She lied to you, mate, and it's time to wake up about that." And I just replied, "She must have caused some severe narcissistic injury by rejecting you, bro. All you do is trying to convince everyone about your fantasy story. Yeah, feel free, send over this imaginary audio recording of yours, haha." And of course he didn't reply to that because every time I call him out for this recording he claims to have, he just goes silent. And this is what this is all about. He can't handle the fact that my girlfriend rejected him and is now living happily with me. And I'll go a bit more into this in part 4 about, it's gonna be about narcissistic injury.
The theory of toxic shame is that you have to go through it. There's no way around it. And what a narcissist does is hide from it by hurting everybody else. They attack everyone else to stop feeling it.
And here's another message I got, which I already showed in part 3, but I'm pretty sure this is Harley too. So he says, "Michael, I'm going to fund Harley's legal team. What you weren't expecting was there are a few of us who are multimillionaires who hang out within the vegan YouTube community for kicks. All Harley has to do is give the go-ahead and I will hire a team of private investigators and attorneys to expose all of you. We do have your real address." And this is why I think this is Harley, because he brings up this address thing. "If Harley decided to sue, he has the money. He'll let me know. Do not blow this off as a joke. I am real. My money is real." So he's trying to intimidate me to silence. So I just reply, "Hi Vegstar, I'm looking forward to it. As you can read in the description of my videos, I've tried to bring him to court for a year now. A lawsuit he has been running away from. May I ask what changed his mind? You don't have my real address. I know that because of my profession. Having my real address easily found could put me in danger. Try again." Also, again because of my profession, being in court is nothing new to me. I guess we'll meet in court, or are you a multimillionaire buddy of Harley as imaginary as Harley's $1 million in the bank? Keep me updated. So Harley knows that I know what he did to Hannah, and he's now desperately trying to intimidate me to silence, but I won't be silenced. I will call him out for a pretty serious crime, and he won't sue me for it. I guarantee it. He won't dare to sue me and go against the truth. And lastly, now that Harley is trying to convince YouTube that I'm harassing and bullying him, I thought I'd return the favor. So I'm gonna make a comment below this video that I will pin, and I will list all the links to the videos he has made about Hannah and I. And I will encourage you to go to the videos and report them for harassment or hate speech or bullying, whichever you see fit, if you think it is. And if you know other videos where he's harassing and bullying people, then I encourage you to comment that under the pinned comment. So I'll delete all other comments below the pinned comments. I will only allow comments where you have linked to a video where he's harassing and bullying. So we can go through the whole thread and we can go to his videos and report him.